Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we got the build that is going to break NBA 2K21 current gen, as if it's already not broken enough. Now, I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. And with all this said, I will be down to hop on this said build if you guys get this to 1,000 likes. Now, whether that be from somebody who has the build, or if I even have to grind it out myself. Now, if I have to grind it out myself, we're going to need a little bit more likes than just that, because we are at a pretty late stage in the 2K stuff. But this build right here, I think, is going to absolutely change the game. Now, the build that we're talking about right here, you're going to see this at the point guard spot. Now, you could go ahead and put it at a different position. I'm going to explain why I'm having it at the PG spot. And forget about all that valid, invalid BS of all the stuff that we've been talking about in the last couple of videos, where it's just not according to stage tournament rules or comp stage rules or whatever it may be. If you play this game and you want to have fun, I think it's going to be a huge way to be able to be different and play the game in a different way than honestly anybody on the game does currently, because all it is constant inside big. And granted, I do like playing as an inside big, but in this game where point guards just rule, it's constant three-pointers, left, right, it's just all over the place. Three-pointers rule. I think this right here would be a fire way to stand out and be different, as well as compete at a super high level. So with all this said, like I said, this is gonna be at the big man spot. You're gonna be playing as a point guard, but you're gonna be a 6'8" or 6'7", one of the two. Pure green pie chart. Now, again, a lot of people are going to doubt this. They're going to talk about the rebounding and defensive abilities of this. Again, this is 2K21 current gen we're talking about. I've seen enough of this game and seen it firsthand with my own eyes of my point guard getting double teamed and still going 7 for 7 from 3 in the stage, albeit. And I'm sitting there wide open in the paint on a slip. Dude still doesn't have to hit me even though I'm wide open, because he is going to be able to get a shot off even through the double team if he's a good point guard in the game. Now, not everybody can do that. I do understand. Not everybody is built different like my boy AK, but either way, I want to show you guys what this build would do, and honestly, it would help the casuals a lot. These play shots who can't really get a shot off all that well, it allows for them to have a little bit of a pick and pop and spacing option, or have a little bit of ISO sets where they can get it easy too. Honestly, I might be kind of devious even uploading this, to be completely honest with you, because I think this is going to change the game if people were on this. Now, I don't know why more people aren't on this in the first place, but anyway, I'm going to recommend that you would go with the speed and vertical pie chart. I wouldn't really recommend the pure speed, because you are going to be down bad in the vertical category, and you're already a little bit undersized when you're probably around 6'8", 6'7". Some bigs are probably going to be around 6'8" as well, but the pure red pie chart with crazy vertical and stuff like that. So I would recommend you're probably going to want the speed and vertical pie chart. Now, I don't know why I'm even talking to you guys like anybody else is going to make this build, but I just want to show how crazy and different and how much variety this can give to the game. I think we're a little bit too late. I don't think anybody's really down to spend their money or anything like that on a build like this. So to skip all the BS of showing you one by one which attributes I'm upgrading, we're just going to go ahead and fast forward to this screen right here, where we have 29 shooting, 11 playmaking, 9 defense, and then 1 finishing badge with standing dunk and driving dunk max. Now you can see it's only 45 standing dunk. This is going to change eventually, just like this 95 three-pointer is also going to change. Now, if you play this game, you know you need 85 three-pointer. Point blank. Like, that's just literally, you need that to be able to shoot. Now, another thing as well is the fact that you would have the Hall of Fame range extender, 29 shooting badges as well. And you're going to see this is not overkill. Like, you're going to be able to have quite a few badges that are actually going to help you shoot the ball. Then as well with the playmaking badges, you might think this is overkill for being a big man. At the same time, this allows you to run things like quick first step, floor general, dimer, all types of stuff like that. The floor general as a big man is actually really cool for your PG if your lock doesn't have playmaking badges either, because then you're boosting your point guards ratings. So with all that said, I think this is pretty fire. And then you even have the ability to be like a secondary ball handler where you could get your three-point looks, because they can't double team either. You got a play shot on your team, and then you also have probably like a two-way sharp or another play shot. Who even knows? Honestly, offense rules this game. It's just honestly like the truth to all that. And we'll even have a video coming up pretty soon. I'm going to be comparing like 2K20 and 2K21 current gen about just how trash this game is in general, but I think this would be kind of cool to spice it up a little bit. So you're probably going to want to go with the burly body shape right here. I don't really think it matters too much, but at the end of the day, you are an undersized dude that's not as really like big as the other ones anyway, or athletic. So I would just say the best body type would probably be the burly to make up for that. Now this is where the trade-off comes into play. You can see the three-pointer changes by 4. From 6'7" to 6'8". Now I think this is pretty fire to go 6'7" in max wingspan, but I do understand how much of a struggle that undersized life would be. Not to mention, with the extra height, you get a lot of block and defensive rebound right here, as well as some more interior defense too. Now if this is actually of any value to you, or even if it's not, that's up to you. But honestly, at the end of the day, 6'7" might even be the move too. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we'll go ahead and show both versions. This right here is gonna be the 6'7" with minimum weight, max wingspan, and you're gonna end up with still 88 3-pointer out the box. Now, keep in mind as well, your point guard could run floor general as well, so that's 92 3-pointer. And then you even have your +4s to just you being a 99 overall. That's 96 3-pointer, just like that. You're still playing as a 6'7", you know, undersized big to some extent, yes, but your team is literally gonna get 3-pointers every single possession, and they can't do anything about it. They can't double team from you because you're just going to be cashing out. Maybe the two-way sharp that you play with or something like that might be a little bit 50, but even at that, maybe you just don't run with the two-way sharp. At the end of the day, I just feel like lockdowns in this game are very underpowered. They're just very low value, if you ask me, where they don't really play that much better of defense than a play shot anyway. I think this game is so about speed when it comes to defense rather than, you know, perimeter defense or steal or anything like that. I do think rebounding categories and stuff like that, and maybe even block, matter a little bit, but even at that, what does block even matter for when the dudes in this game literally give up wide open twos anyway? You would get a wide open two every single time with this build right here regardless, even if you are running pick and roll or pick and pop. Honestly, the pick and pop would open up so much too. Anyway, we'll get to all this a little bit more in detail as well when we get to the badges, but again, you can see max wingspan, you still end up with 88 3-pointer. Now, if you want to go with 6'8" right here, obviously, again, I would recommend to go minimum weight no matter what. I just think you need the speed and all that to like make up for it. And then here's where we get to the wingspan topic. So again, I think 85 3-pointer is an absolute must, but then you still have the +4s that we're talking about here. So you would have 87 or 88 3-pointer. And then you also have potential floor general as well, so that's being featured in. Now, I do want to mention it is very hard as a big man to keep your 99 overall in this game, so I would expect whatever you make, if it is a build like this, you would definitely need it to be around the 84, 83 3-pointer, because it's going to be really hard to be anything more than a 98 overall, to be completely honest with you. And it might not be at all times if you run with somebody who's even comfortable running the floor general. Now, for all the randoms out there who kind of just hop on this current gen stuff and you just be kind of freelancing, just doing your own thing, this build can fit in literally anywhere. You could play at the 2 and you could just be spotting up, you know, just chilling, really, just playing corner spot up. Now, if you want to play as the big man as well, I would maybe recommend to go with something other than a point guard, because you're not always going to line up at the big man spot, and it might be kind of a tragic scene, but if you're in the park and you're able to just kind of find any of the other people to play with or squad up with or anything like that, this could work really, really well. I'm telling you, the best friend to a bot point guard in any game is going to be an outside big. It just gives so much more spacing, gives them so many easy takes to the paint on their own. All the time, the bigs are going to drop off of you every single time, and you're going to have wide open threes with the pure sharp. I'm so serious. It's always going to be like that when you're playing with like randoms in any type of game when it comes to the 2K stuff. So anyway, I would say you could probably still make this with max wingspan comfortably and end up with 84 3-pointer. I think it's still a very comfortable range considering you have 29 shooting badges as well. If you want to go one tick down, I don't think it'd really be that big of a problem. You still have 70 standing dunk, and then you would end up with, I mean, it would be the 85 3-pointer cutoff. So it's whatever you want to do. I'm going to just go ahead and make it max wingspan just for the sake of the video. Clearly, you're going to want the sharp takeover, nothing to do with that playmaker takeover, the way that you're going to be playing with this. If you had the ability to maybe get something like glass takeover, maybe, but even at that, the sharp take is so dominant in this game. You can see the title of this is the sharpshooter. I think that's super fire too. And then you're going to see the badges that we put on this. I mean, it's just ridiculous what you can do and provide with this build. All right, so to skip to the badge point right here. Obviously, with the finishing, you're going to be down bad. I mean, in the first place, I would think it'd actually be kind of cool to run Showtime as a big like this, so to say, because you're going to get easy free slips every time, but you're not going to have enough driving dunk to even get flashy dunks in the first place, like the park dunks or really anything that's going to activate Showtime. And then at the end of the day, you only have one finishing badge. So I just say screw it. Honestly, you could maybe put Lob City Finisher on if you think you're going to be able to catch lobs, whether it's driving, standing, whatever it may be. In the first place, you're not going to do a lot of pick and roll action or anything like that. You're probably, the only time you're ever going to drive is maybe going to be with the ball in your hands. But even at that, you're going to be doing all types of pick and pop, spot up, moving off ball, whatever it may be. You got way more range than any other big in this game, and bigs are not going to keep up with you at all. I mean, it's going to be so bad as far as like them just getting toasted off ball. Off ball dexing and just off ball defense in this game in general is so bad too. So you're going to just be working these tall pure reds who really, I mean, they do have speed, yes, but they get so over aggressive when it comes to helping on drive from the PGs or whatever it may be. So now we have the shooting badges. Now, I don't know if pick and popper is even a very good badge in this game or not. That's up to you to figure out if you end up with a build like this, or if I even end up playing on it. I will let you guys know what I think of this stuff right here. But honestly, even if pick and popper weren't good, you could still add to things like clutch shooter, flexible release, green machine maybe. Honestly, I don't think anything down here would really be worth having other than maybe tireless and volume shooter. But either way, I mean, you could even run deep fades on 2v2 or something like that and run this as like a post fade, post score to some extent. But honestly, I think this is just featuring so well on 3v3 because threes rule the game at the end of the day on this 3v3 stuff. So with all that said, you have no reason to be inconsistent when it comes to shooting with this. I'm talking hot start, hot zone hunter, dead eye, corner specialist, catch and shoot, pick and popper with the catch and shoot, and range extender when it comes to the pick and pop stuff. Your point guard might even still run dimer for you as well because honestly, at that point, they have no choice but to, they really can't help off anybody, to be completely honest with you. Then with the playmaking, we have the ability to run dimer and floor general because it's a point guard right here. I think being a PG is absolutely elite when it comes to making any big man build in this game in general. And again, I mean, even if you're not planning to have the ball in your hands, having things like dimer and floor general are fire. And then also just be able to run bronze bailout and then maybe some handles for days are unpluckable. If you don't think bailout is worth it for you, or if you think you're never going to really be a distributor in any sense of the word in the first place, then you could just take the dimer off, put it into things like unpluckable, handles for days, maybe some tight handles, and you could feature a little bit more as a secondary ball handler. Now, for the defense, this is obviously looking a little bit sus as far as everything that's brought to the table, but I will say I've seen firsthand 6'5" play shots can play very good interior defense in this game as well as rebounding. I've seen it firsthand, whether it's two of them being on the 2v2 court, or if it's me and Kitchen, or just whichever point guard I'm playing with, playing sides on a defensive situation that we end up with. I even played with Kitchen playing lockdown as a 6'5" play shot, and we were playing certain situations where he gets switched onto the big, he's hanging with the rebounds and stuff like that. I think it's fine as long as you have solid defensive badges of being able to run things on bronze as well as having position, getting good box outs, and just boom, just like that. I mean, rebound chaser on bronze box. You really don't need to be setting big body screens because, again, at the end of the day, it's a lot to worry about from that big man. So you can always pop slip to the other side of the court, and just like that, you screw up the entire defense. I mean, you are going to be messing with them in their head so bad, whether it's setting full screens then popping, or just like I said, pop slipping to the other side. You're gonna be wide open just like that. They both try to run over to you, and then your point guard's wide open. So many defensive miscommunications and problems involved with this. Then you can still run the gold clamps. I think you're definitely going to want this and the silver intimidator because you're likely going to be double teaming with your on-ball lockdown or whoever's guarding the PG for your team. You're probably going to be double teaming and just giving free twos every single play. Now, I wouldn't recommend to give up easy showtime dunks or anything like that because that can definitely lead to a lot of takeover progress, but I think really you can't go wrong with giving up 2-point shots and then having a build like this at the 3 because, like I've said multiple times, you're going to get so many 3-pointers with a lineup like this or just a build like this at the 3. It's such a game changer. I can't believe there aren't people out here that have made this build. It's probably so rare in the first place that it's going to be really hard for me to find anybody who has this that is willing to lend it to me to use for a video or even potentially like buy the account or anything like that. Now, I will say with that too, I do need it on Xbox. I'll just let that be known. But anyway, back to the badges. We got the bronze rim protector. I think that's fire for, you know, just giving yourself the opportunity to be able to do things like that. If you wanted to run bronze chase down artist, I guess, but chase down blocks in this game are already so bad. You're going to be lacking vertical and speed anyway, so I don't even think it's something you're going to be able to do. You're pretty much committing on defense to playing sides and double teaming. Or if you're too slow and you think your point guard, who maybe your PG didn't go with any finishing badges either, and he's a play shot with a lot of speed, and he has about 8 defensive badges as well, you could guard corner with this build right here, and your point guard could play the double team defense with your on-ball lock. Then you drop off the corner to crash rebounds. Maybe you have 2 people crash boards. Honestly, it would be pretty tough at the end of the day, but if you can force the other team into taking 2-point shots every single time, and you're getting 3s every single time, it's going to be huge, man. Now, to finalize this video, I'm going to just give one more option of something that has a little bit of variety to it that is very similar to what you would see in this game, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys kind of what I'm thinking could be another version of this. So this is the play shot pie chart, completely, you know, fully split down the middle of shooting and playmaking. Now, this isn't going to be your typical 25 shooting, 24 playmaking, and then, you know, kind of garbage on everything else. This right here is going to be all out on, you know, everything defense, have a little bit off of the playmaking and shooting. It's nothing rating wise that actually matters. It's just the badges are obviously lacking a little bit. Then you still have your driving dunk and your standing dunk. Now, the reason I suggested the pure green instead of this is you're going to see at 6'8" with max wingspan, you would be so down bad with a 3-pointer. It's not even funny. I mean, at that point, you're sitting there at 76.3. even floor general and just being a 99 can't really even save you when it comes to that. So I just don't even think that's really the most adequate thing. But if you want to go with the undersized version of this and go 6'7" right here, I don't really think it'd be too bad. I mean, you end up with, you know, around 83 pointer, 79, something like that. Either way, I'm just giving a little bit of variety right here just to give you guys another option. I do think for sure though that pure green would be fire and would change the game so much. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Like I said, if we can get this to 1,000 likes, I will 100% try my best to find somebody with this build, or honestly, if I can't find anybody with this build and this still gets to 2,000 likes somehow, I will go ahead and grind this myself. Promise. 100%. If people are that interested in this and we can make some cool content on this current gen stuff with it, I'm down. Now, obviously, when it comes to the memes and stuff like that, I've seen things like this work out on YouTube a ton, where it's just completely outside the box. It's further than anything would go from like regular people's meta standards or comp standards or anything like that. But I think this would be fire. I think honestly, running a 3-out offense of all 3 people on the court being able to shoot would be so dominant on this current gen stuff, because all I ever see is people double teaming off of the non-shooting big, or people not trusting in the lockdown shooting ability and dropping off of him and letting him just shoot all day. I just don't even think this would be defendable, to be completely honest with you, to have a popping big that can shoot from super far and has the sharp takeover and has like almost 93 pointer as well. That would be insane. So if you made it to this point in the video, put Popper in the comments to show your support's made all the way through. This would be the true cracked out Popper build of current gen, to be completely honest with you. I've seen people come out here with like 72 3-pointer, and it is just a struggle, man. It's a tough scene. So I think it's impossible, to be completely honest with you, to make a build that is the red and green pie chart. It's just so bad with the shooting that if you make anything taller than probably like a 6'5", and really your wingspan is going to be such a problem too. I mean, this is essentially the range that everybody runs right here. The 6'8" Popper build of like the red and green pie chart, 73 pointer. And when I say everybody, I mean the very few amount of people that even dare to run a build like this. But what I will say is, if you somehow really committed to the undersized life of being like the 6'5", I don't think this would really be the best idea, to be completely honest with you. And even at that, you're still going to be in the kind of rough territory of shooting. And then, you know, with you being so small, you really don't have that great of block or rebound anyway. It's kind of the same thing as the pure green anyway at that point. This would just give more speed, vertical, all that stuff, maybe even more driving dunk. Maybe you could even run things like Showtime, just like that, and you would still have the gold, and it'd be kind of fire. But you would deal with, obviously, the shooting struggles of just having 19 instead of 29 shooting badges, having, you know, 76 3-pointer instead of 88 or something like that, and then just also being 3 inches shorter. So anyway, that's off the video. If you made it to this point, at the actual end of the video, put Laker in the comments to show your support's made all the way through. And like I said, if we can get this 1 to 1,000 likes, that'd be fire. And I will 100% try my best to find somebody with this build. It might take me a couple of days, because I really do think this is going to be super rare that anybody even made something like this. But be super fire to hop on. Anyway, that's all for the video. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comments as well of what you think of this build, if you think this should get dogged by the pure reds or anything like that. Me speaking for myself as a pure red, I really don't think it'd be very fun to play against though, because I'd just be stuck in the corner all day, or on an island, an absolute island with a play shot on stage 3s that is just isoing the mess out of me with like Hall of Fame ankle breaker and tight handles and all that stuff, just getting like, you know, super speed boost glitch 3-pointers off on the quick stops. It'd be awful, man. ISO honestly seems so hard to guard in this game when you have 3 people who could shoot. So anyway, that is the actual end of this video. I know I've tried to put an end to this like 3 times now, but anyway, that's all. Hope y'all enjoyed. None of that. Take it easy, man. Peace.